Hey guys, Justin Nelson here in part 2 of the top technologies you should be using with your virtual assistant. Can't wait to share today's mind-blowing software. Let's go. Hey guys, Justin Nelson here, CEO of Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, and in this 10-part series, we are on part 2 of the top softwares you should be using with your virtual assistant. Now, part 2 is one of the most controversial ones in terms of there are so many different versions of this software, and they all work great. No one's ever told me, Justin, this is the best one ever. Couldn't live without it, right? Like, there's variations of this. A lot of times people switch, they change. We've changed a few times, but the one that we currently use for task management is Asana.com. That is ASANA.com. So Asana.com is basically a task management software. It is if you know what an SOP is, standard operating procedure. When you're trying to hire a virtual assistant or really just any employee or contractor, you're gonna always have standard operating procedures. Hey, I want you to open Facebook, then I want you to go to the business page, then I want you to make a business page post, then I want you to like all the comments. Like, if that's the task you have for your social media manager, you need a place to store all of that. So just imagine this. Imagine you hire your first virtual assistant. They're a social media manager for you, and you have 100 tasks in your mind that virtual assistant needs to do. You jump on a call, you're Zooming them, they're your new employee, you're chatting away, and you give them the top 10 tasks. So they start with 10 tasks, they crush it, they know how to do it after you showed them what you wanted, and then they go on to the next 10 tasks, the next day that you teach them, then the next day you teach them 10 more. Now, what you don't realize is they know 30 tasks, but as you keep adding tasks, those very first tasks that you kind of built out that first day, they might have lost their edge, right? They might have lost the step. They might have forgotten that it was even a task that you wanted them to do if they weren't writing it down diligently, and not saying they're not perfect, but most of them wouldn't have that problem. But Asana makes sure that problem doesn't happen. So here's kind of a screenshot of Asana here. So if you look at Asana right here on the screenshot, you're going to see a few things. You're going to see that there's dates, that there's reminders, that there's titles, that there's descriptions, there's places to put links, there's places to really put everything. And so with that being said, even though part 2 is all about Asana.com, that's just the one we use. There's a lot of other different variations. There's one called ClickUp. There's one called Monday.com. There's all these different platforms. There's even Trello, right? Trello is more of a board format. And so there's so many different variations on how you can do this. We personally love Asana. I love all team formats. We do spend quite a bit of money on it. I have about 100 virtual assistants on my personal team. I think we spend like $700 a month on it. So, however, if you have 1 to 5 to even probably 10 VAs, you're under $100 a month for the software. A lot of times you can even use it for free. I think we were on the free platform for almost 2.5 years before switching over. So again, just to rewrap here, Justin Nelson of Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants. Most of you guys know we place virtual assistants. However, this 10-part series is all about the top softwares you should consider using once you hire a virtual assistant. I put the links down here to Asana, Monday.com, ClickUp down in the description of the YouTube video, so check those out. And as always, a shameless plug, if you ever need virtual assistants, we want to be one of your go-to stops. There's also a link down below in the description to hire some virtual assistants from Sphere Rocket VA. Now, part 3 is going to be a very interesting one. It is a new 2023 software that just came out, and so I'm super excited to share it with you.